The following is a very special episode of Firefly Funhouse.
Today I have something super serious to talk to you about. Exercise!
We're really glad that you're our friend, and this is a friendship that'll never ever end.
When it comes to mind, body, and spirit, to be at your best, you gotta look good and feel good. This is my friend Huskus the Pig Boy. And as you can see, he doesn't take very good care of himself.
But the chocolate feels so good in my little piggy belly. I want more.
Oh, Huskus. You know, nobody's gonna tell you this, buddy. But one day, all this excessiveness and gluttony is gonna come back to bite you in the tail. But one day, you could be great. One day, people are gonna tell you that you're a genius. They're gonna say you have the whole world in your hands.
Really?
Really?
The both of you better get your act together, or you're...
Yowie wowie! Hold on, boss. Huskus will get his act together. Trust me. And I know the perfect way to start. Hit it.
You got it, dude.
Now shake those hips. And let your backbone slip. Pull up your pants and do the muscle man dance. Just follow my voice. You don't really have a choice. And pull up your pants and do the muscle man dance. Now wiggle your behind. Erase your mind. Pull up your pants and do the muscle man dance. Wow, Huskus, we're ready for a night out on the town.
Thank you, Ray. I feel better already.
See what happens when you trust me? And remember, my fireflies, I will always light the way. And all you have to do is let me in. Bye! See ya! See ya!
We're really glad that you're our friend, and this is a friendship that'll never ever end. It's burning down, it's burning high. When ashes fall, the legends rise.
You must be sleeping under a rock or something.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Devin Alexander back in the house. One more time, as I always am. This is the Slave to Wrestling podcast, hitting your airwaves. Today is August 26th, Saturday. If you are a wrestling fan, you're well aware that we lost Bray Wyatt on Thursday night, unfortunately, which is really hit tough with me. I'm not gonna lie to you. It hasn't been fun for me. If you know me, You know, I was a huge fan of The Fiend, the Firefly Funhouse, and all his work on there. I feel like that was one of the absolute best creative minds of the modern era. He brought so much to the table creatively, but in the ring, I really enjoyed his ring work as well too. But the persona that he created to get you attached to that ring work was phenomenal, and we really lost a great figure, one of the modern faces of wrestling, and tributes are poured out from all over. You know, we want to give a tribute to Windham Rotunda and the Rotunda family, and just let you know that we're all standing in your corner, and we're mourning with you, selfishly if you say so, but we are. So.
Yeah, I agree 1,000%. We're going to talk more about the tribute last night on SmackDown a little later on in another podcast that will be loaded up now within probably the next couple hours after this one's done. But yeah, I was at a show working, and
we had just recorded our first episode. We had just recorded our first episode, actually.
Yeah, that afternoon we recorded our first episode for STW, and yeah, I was at a show, bro, and I got 2 text messages, one from my sister and one from my pops, and they both said that Windham Rotunda has passed away, and even though I got 2 text messages and seen it all over Facebook, I still had to Google search it because I didn't want to believe it. I didn't.
I didn't either.
No.
I got like 6 messages, and my inbox was flooded out, and I still went and made sure too, because I was like, bro, I actually, you know how I found out? I was about to turn on my PlayStation and just go on YouTube. I shout out to WrestleMania. I get a lot of my wrestling news from WrestleMania, and so like as soon as I turned it on, before I clicked any video, it said "Rest in Peace" right there. And I was like, I stopped dead in my tracks and was just like, no, I'm not doing this right now. Like I didn't even watch the video after that. Like I didn't even want to acknowledge it. So like I turned it off. Like I was like, no.
Yeah, I agree with you 1,000%. Like I said, I was in disbelief, and I don't even know. Like we have some wrestling fans at work over there when I run sound for some shows, but there's not too many. And I'm not gonna lie, like that entire night, I just wanted to talk to somebody about the Fiend, Bray Wyatt, the way that, man, like the way he connected with people without, like, I'll have to say this, like, I knew I was connected with Bray Wyatt, and I didn't even realize it. I'm not gonna lie to you on that. Like, I didn't even realize, like, I knew I was a Firefly, but I really didn't realize how much I really was.
Oh, that was my boy. I ain't gonna lie to you. He was when the Firefly Funhouse was on. That was really a reason for me to tune in to Raw. Like that was when I would still turn it on and be really excited to turn it on. I was like, oh, there's a new Firefly Funhouse tonight. Oh my God, I have to turn to USA. You know, like it wasn't I'm gonna watch it on YouTube later. Like I wanted to see it now, live. Like that was it. So.
Well, like, I'm going to say this, because I didn't have, like, I said this, and I'm going to keep saying this every single freaking time, and I went back and I started watching some of the old NXT back from the black and gold era, and I never seen Bray Wyatt, the Wyatt family, anything back in that day, because I didn't have the WWE Network, you know? I got it when Peacock came out, I got it. I'm not going to lie to you guys, because, I mean, pay-per-views, come on now. But that package has so much more to offer than I realized, and I kind of wish I would have got it sooner, but, you know, it is what it is. But I started watching that, and, yeah, like, even when he first started, I was like, man, I wish I could have watched all of this progression when it actually happened.
See, I was watching pretty heavy especially when he was beefing with the Taker and stuff. So I was super invested in that. I've been watching. I won't say that I watched him in NXT, but I did watch the Wyatt family and the Shield evolve next to each other. Was really kind of disappointed that the beef between the Shield and the Wyatts didn't extend further. I remember when they had that match with the New Day. I thought that was really awesome. I loved the Wyatt family. I was very partial to them. I remember his work with Matt Hardy, which I wasn't a huge fan of, I'm not going to lie. I thought he was kind of like a watered down version of himself at that point. But when he came back as the Fiend, and, he really showed a different side. Like, he took wrestling storytelling somewhere else with that character. And I felt like he really put storytelling. He added a cinematic element to wrestling storytelling.
Yeah, I'll agree. And I'm not gonna lie to you, like, when he was gone, it's like with a lot of them, like right now, let's be honest, like, people probably have thought of Randy Orton, like, here and there, like, not coming back would ever come to the ring.
Yeah.
Well, when Bray first came back before he started feuding with LA Knight, and he came out, and I'm not gonna lie, I watched that promo probably probably 7 times in a row on TikTok when he was sitting there talking about just being himself, everything like that. I don't know, you really take you find out more of a person than a character, if you know what I mean. And I didn't really realize when that happened. I didn't realize how much I missed him being there in general. Because, like I said, when like with Randy Orton right now, he's not been in the ring in a while. Right. We want him to come back, but I mean, WWE progresses on. You know what I mean? When people get hurt and things like that,
the machine rolls on.
And now never to have him come back. It's the worst feeling in the world, Like, we still might get Randy, but we're never going to get Windham Rotunda again. We'll never get him again. Never. And that's the worst part. Like, and that's what I was trying to get to, was that right there. And then just that one promo when he did come back, and then he had that little feud with that, and then he left again. And we were all wondering, was he really going to go to AEW? Was he really coming back to WWE? What was going on, And then he puts that video out the day that he passed. Well, I mean, hours before he passed, you know what I mean? And, yeah, that's all I'm going to say right now. I'm getting a little choked up. I'm going to let you take it from here right quick, bro.
I totally get it, man. It's been a whirlwind of emotion, and then, like, I'm just a sports fan in general. So then, like, on top of everything else, he just so happened to pass on Kobe's 45th birthday, and I'm like, bro, like, I'm still not over that crap. I'm not. And I've said this before. I wasn't a huge Kobe fan, but just the fact that he passed on Kobe's birthday was a lot for me. And Terry Funk passed on my grandma's birthday. Her birthday is August 23rd. And yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm just like, bro, what is going on? Like, this is crazy.
Well, exactly. And that was the craziest thing also. Like, the day before we had Terry pass away, and rest in peace, Terry Funk, the hardcore god. Like I've said, I will always say, if Mick Foley's the legend and he is the god, that is just the way it goes. I don't care. Whatever deathmatch wrestler comes up and thinks that there'll never be another Terry Funk. I'm sorry, guys.
There won't be another Terry Funk.
No.
We're going to do a whole show about Terry Funk here after we get finished with our memorial to Bray. And so we're going to get into some stories about Terry. There's going to be a lot of content. We're kind of flooding you with content. But we couldn't help getting on here, and it was kind of a necessity to get on here and do this show just because this was such a shocking moment. If none of you are familiar with the situation, it kind of turns out that he unfortunately had caught COVID right before WrestleMania, and that's why he was scrapped off the WrestleMania show. The COVID aggravated a pre-existing heart condition. He had a heart attack. He passed away, and it was just, it was just so sudden, so quickly, and just to lose him and the fallout of it. We all think about the kids and JoJo, and WWE's already decided that all proceeds were going to go to JoJo as a lovely gesture. Roman Reigns coming out and retiring the blue belt and presenting it to his family was a beautiful gesture. It's like the saddest day in WWE next to Owen Hart passing. It really is, and it, it's tough. Like I'm really, it really was like a gut punch for me. Like it stopped me in my tracks, and I just was like, wow.
This is like.
It's been a rough year.
Well, it's been a rough year for pro wrestling. It's been a rough year
Jay Briscoe,
like for a lot of people just in general, you know what I mean? And then people that, like we said, people that we actually can connect with because of the way that they tell stories. Like some of these guys should be in movies. Literally. Bray could have been in movies, I am telling you, the way that he could portray and do. I don't really know what I have to say if it was really not method acting, but really finding a gimmick with it, because it kind of seemed really natural for the guy, like too natural. But when you have, you come from Mike Rotunda and Barry Windham's your uncle, and you got that. I mean, come on, those are some of the two top tier guys back in the territory days, and if you guys don't know who Mike Rotunda is or Barry Windham, look them up on YouTube, man. You'll be surprised about the promos they cut, the matches they have.
I believed in Irwin R. Shyster. I believed in Irwin R. Shyster. I sure did. So.
No, I feel you there, 1,000%.
I believed that he was a tax man. I really did. That character was presented so well, and I believed in him. So it's really a sad. It's like I said, I do a hip hop podcast. We talk about dead wrestlers, almost like we talk about dead rappers. It's ridiculous. It's just every time you turn around, you're like, oh shit, it's crazy.
Well, yeah. Well, and see and I'm not gonna lie. When I talked to you that night, and you told me what happened. I asked you right away. I asked you the first thing. What was the first thing I asked you? He didn't kill himself, right? And you're like, no, he ended up having a heart attack. And I said, good. Because most of these guys end up killing themselves with drug overdoses. Let's just, and if you guys don't believe me on that, about the overdose thing, just go back and just look at the past. Just say that. I don't know if it is bad as it was. It doesn't seem like it is. But, like, back in the day, it was just one after another. It was Test, Umaga, like, so many. And to lose Bray is just a whole nother thing, because, I mean, I think all of us as fans were anticipating his return.
Mm-hmm.
All of us were.
We
were wondering who is he going to feud with. And, hey, so we were talking about dream matches the other day. And everybody knows what the dream match was. Everybody knows the moment, what happened in the ring. When Undertaker came out, spoke to Bray Wyatt in the ear. Yeah, we all know that Undertaker, a.k.a. Mark, he's an older guy, but, I mean, come on now, like, you can't tell me that wouldn't be a dream match. Both of them in their primes. Undertaker in his prime.
Like 95 Undertaker and shit, too. Like.
Yeah, think about that. That would have been a dream match come to everybody. And whatever he said to him in the ring, I don't think anybody said what he said to him in the ring till this day. I don't know if Bray said it, and I don't remember. I watched that. I couldn't watch the video let's say I got like 30 seconds through the video that he posted a couple hours before he passed. I'm not gonna lie. I could only watch so much. I'll probably watch it later on when, you know how everything goes. You know how the process is. but it's just, I couldn't watch it, so I don't know if he ever mentioned anything that The Undertaker actually told him in that video, or if The Undertaker's ever going to say what he whispered to Bray Wyatt that night. And to be honest with you, I'm still kind of wondering, because I wonder if he whispered WrestleMania in his ear. Honestly.
I could do some research on that, yo. You know how I am. I'll find out.
Oh, no, we're gonna have to find out. We're gonna have to find out, because I would like to know, just because I bet you it was WrestleMania. Because think about that dream match. That's one of the best dream matches in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. One of the best.
Yeah, I know, right? I feel like we need to enjoy the greats while they were here, and I enjoyed all his work while he was here. Like I said, I watched the Firefly Funhouse every single week. He said, actually, Undertaker told him, he said, I just let him know that my phone's always on. If he needs to talk to me about things, run things by me, that's cool. He said that's what he told him in the ring. So he said, he basically said, hey, if you need me, reach out. Like, I feel that.
Right on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's really good to know.
Mm-hmm.
And well, and let's get to the brighter sides of everything. You know what I mean, guys? Let's look at the legacy he left behind, and let's look at all the highlights that he had. Let's look at all the Firefly Funhouse clips that they had. I mean, one of my favorite ones was when he did the Muscle Man dance, the one that we opened with. That was one of my favorite ones ever.
Oh.
And well, think about the Mad Hatter, and then when Alexa Bliss joined him. I mean, come on, he got set on fire. You know. Think about all the fun, like all the great moments
when Randy Orton was running with him for a minute.
Yeah, him beating
the WWE Championship win inside the Elimination Chamber. I was so happy. I was so happy.
The one with Braun Strowman.
Yeah, I was happy.
That's the one I was thinking of.
I'm always irritated about that Goldberg match. I always be like, really, bro? But it's all, I got love for Goldberg though, so it's all good. But still,
I got love to a point for Goldberg. In the words of the Sheik, you are a jabroni. But you know who's not a jabroni? Windham Rotunda.
Yeah.
Bray Wyatt.
Man.
Too many great moments. Should have had so many more. Would
have had many more.
WWE Championship.
He was just getting started, really. That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like he was just really getting started. And
well, that's what I mean. And like I said, the way that the storylines used to go, the way that he had Vince McMahon as the devil on the Firefly Funhouse.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there was never a dull moment with the guy.
And I really enjoyed...
It was just... I wish they wouldn't have broke up the Wyatt family as they did. I just think they didn't know how to book Brody Lee, a.k.a. Luke Harper, and...
Oh, God.
Can't remember his name off the top of my head.
Eric Rowan.
The big guy. Huh?
Eric Rowan. He was back on SmackDown last night.
I knew it started with an E. I seen him last night on there.
It was really good to see him on SmackDown last night. That was a very good gesture, too. And
him and Strowman. Both of them, because Strowman don't work for him no more either.
It's just sad that this is where we are. So. But it's all good, man. It's just a part of life, you know. It's a part of the human experience, as I like to say. And these are times where professional wrestling is as human as it gets. And, you know, these guys are always larger than life to us. And then silly stuff like this happens, and we go, oh, shit.
Well, I mean, we're never ready for anybody to pass. I mean, I don't mean to sound any way or anything like this, but Terry was 79 years old, and I wasn't ready for him to pass yet.
No, I wasn't ready for that one either. And...
No, No, I wasn't ready for him to pass yet, and Bray Wyatt's only 36 years old.
Wasn't
and
ready
he
for
passed
that.
away.
Yeah.
Way before he should have. Way before he should have.
Wasn't ready for that one either. So.
No, that was the most shocking one. And it was just a boom thing where we were sad about one legend to pass away, and then another one passes away before he could even keep going with his legendary career, with his legendary characters, legendary segments, amazing promos. Let's say this. I'm going to be honest with you. Everybody that's in the indies, I mean, see people in the professional business, and even in AEW and WWE, Impact, you name any company, okay? They would die to have a connection with the fans, and I mean a true connection, not these gimmicks where they repeat themselves and they get people to learn their catchphrases and things like this. I mean, they actually get a real connection with the fans, like a human connection, not just a character connection. And yeah, people, any professional wrestler would die to have that. What Bray did, what Windham Rotunda did with the fans. That connection was very pure. You could tell.
It was, because I know how I felt. And
I'll say this, and as many times that I have been to live events, and I've only been to Raw like 2 times altogether when they came to Denver, I'm not going to lie. But I went to a lot of the live events, and actually this one coming up on the 15th will be my first SmackDown going to. I really regret not going to a lot more when they came, even though I knew I didn't have the cash. Kind of wish I just would have spent the money and actually went to see him live in person than just on TV and pay-per-views. I'll say that. But you can tell he was an amazing man, an amazing father, amazing figure. Like I said, he could connect with people on a whole nother level. Like I said, I didn't really realize how much of a firefly I was until that happened. Because like I said, I didn't want to believe it, and I didn't want to believe it about Terry either. So, yeah. You got anything else you would like to add? I think I got everything out that I needed to get out.
Yeah, I'm pretty much got everything off my chest I needed to get off my chest. You know what I mean? I didn't want to drag on too long with, like, you know,
I just really
being sad, but I wanted
connection that people had.
Yeah, like it was just, I enjoyed him, and I enjoyed the times that I got to spend enjoying him. You feel me? And he'll always be fondly looked back on, fond memories. WWE's, tributed him well, and kudos to them for that. And life goes on, man. It's just a sad situation, like I said. But I really wanted to take the time to talk about him and give him his due for however long we chatted about it. So yeah, I'm comfortable. I'm sad though. I'm not gonna lie, like I am.
I don't know. I'm still sad about it. 3 days later, and I don't know when the sadness will stop.
Yeah, it's whack.
I
usually don't get upset about celebrities.
Everything go out. I was just saying, my prayers go out for the whole entire family. Like, they really do.
I usually don't get upset when famous folks die, but this one was a little different. It's whack.
Yeah, it was. Well, like I said, he was young, bro. Like, it wasn't like he was an older guy, you know what I mean? I mean, this was just something that I was ready for him to come back. I was ready for him to show up at Payback or even show up at WrestleMania or show up at any pay-per-view, just to show up, and I don't know, maybe he could have been the one that took the title off of Roman, to be honest with
Like
you.
I said, I would have believed that above anybody else on the roster right now. I'd have believed that one. So.
Yeah, like, who knows what they were trying to plan with him and what he had planned with everybody else. I mean, I just was ready for him to come back, and then for this to happen was just, really just out of pocket. Like, wow. It's like I said, I was shocked. Like, when people were telling me and I got text messages, I was just like, what? Like, no. Like, what? Really, like, it was just one of those things. But I appreciate every piece of work that he put out. And that's where I'm going to leave it. You have anything else you would like to say?
No, that's it.
We're going to be having the Terry Funk episode here within the next probably 20 minutes after this one goes up. We got SmackDown, Collision, and a Rampage review. And then we're going to do a review of 0 Hour and AEW All In. We'll do that. Have that Monday.
Oh my God, All In, baby.
Hey, remember to check us out on YouTube, Slave to Wrestling Podcast. We're on YouTube right now. We'll let you guys know when
you'll be able to find us everywhere else.
But check us out on YouTube. We will be loading up stuff soon, so keep your ear on it. And we also want to promote the show coming up September 16th and the 17th. We got Slave to the Death Match with Pretty.
Oh my God!
It's going to be one of the best things that you have ever seen. One of the funnest things that you have ever been to here in Denver, Colorado. Go to Hold My Ticket, Slave to the Death Match. Get tickets. Yes, exactly.
Just like that.
Anything else you would like to promote at the very end of the show before we take a break and then come back for Terry Funk?
Well, always, because I always have plenty of stuff to promote. I've got tickets in my hand right now to single-day passes for Gorefest for Dirty Dan, performing on September 8th at the Roxy in Denver. I got tickets for $20 a piece right now, so make sure you hit me up for those. Also, don't forget to tune in to the Devin the Blessing Show. You can find that anywhere you can find a podcast, so make sure you tune into that. And that's pretty much it. Slave to the Death Match, September 16th and 17th, will also be at the Roxy the week after Gorefest, so make sure you come out for that. It's going to be amazing.
And we're going to see if we can get a preview of the card before anybody else knows, so we can do a preview of the card for a show, and we'll have like the verses up on there on YouTube and everything, so you guys can get to know the wrestlers. If we got the profiles, we'll let you know how the match goes. We'll let you know who we think is going to win, who's going to take the death match all over. Then once it actually happens, make sure that you're going to be watching IG and YouTube, or IG and Facebook live. We will both be going on there, interviewing some of our favorite indie wrestlers and having it live for you guys to watch. So stay tuned. We love you guys. STW, Slave to Wrestling, every single day. Devon, I'm going to let you kick it out, brother.
All right, man. This is Devin Alexander, and that's it. We love you, and stay tuned for that Terry Funk episode coming up next.